Okay, this is income hack number 12. What we're talking about is know your numbers. The numbers of your business is going to dictate the success of your business. And here's the first number you've got to come up with. What do you want to make? What is your income goal? What would you like to see in your pocket next year from today? So many people don't think about this or even want to ponder it because we've been conditioned not to think too high, not to reach too high, because we're trying to mitigate and manage disappointment. Because let's face it, all of us have tried and failed at something at some point. But here's the problem. If you aim for nothing, as the old saw goes, you will hit it. So if you want to make more money this year, if income growth is a real thing for you, it's a real goal, then you've got to write a number down. What is it you want to make? And be realistic. Don't try to come up with some sort of arbitrary number out of the sky that just you know you're not going to make this year, but a realistic high number. It's got to be high enough to where you got to reach. There's got to be a strain. I mean, don't put it, where you're at now. I mean, you've proven you can make what you make now, but what is something that's beyond where you're at right now that you want to make? So what do you want to make? Income hack number 1, know your numbers. What do you want to make? That's the first number you better come up with. And number 2, what do you have to do to make that? See, in business, in entrepreneurialism, it's all about activity. It's not about your effort. It's about your execution. And that's the biggest transition most people, including myself, had to go through from moving from an employee mindset to an entrepreneurial mindset. But we as employee type folks don't have to think about activity. We just have to think about, hey, I work hard for this long, they're going to pay me this. As an entrepreneur, you have to break down what are the money-making activities? What do I have to do to make that number I came up with? So those are the 2 things you've got to do. Let's break it open. And hypothetically, let's come up with a number. Let's say, for instance, you wanted to make $250,000 in a year. Now, that might seem over the top for some. That might be right in par for others. That might be, what you made this year already. So wherever you're at, we're just going to use this as a round number because it breaks out pretty nice using the TW3 business model as a way to make money from home or in a professional environment. So if you wanted to make $250,000 a year, I'm going to break down the numbers and I'm going to break down the activity. That's the only 2 things you've got to do. Don't make it more complicated than that. I'm not going to read books about it, even though I want you to read my book. I'm not going to go out and overcomplicate this thing. I'm going to do 2 things to make this year. I'm going to break down my numbers. I'm going to break down my activity. And those 2 things are going to get me to $250,000 a year. How? Let's look at it. The numbers. If I want to make $250,000 a year, but I don't want to work every week of the year, let's break it down to just a 50-week work week. And let's say I don't want to work every day. I want 2 days off a week. So it's going to be a 5-day work week. 50 weeks, 5 days. Here's what it breaks down to. That means I have to make $5,000 a week. Easy math, right? 5,000 times 50 is what? 250,000. That means I've got to make $1,000 a day. Easy math. $1,000 a day is $5,000 a week, which is times 50, $250,000 a year. So in TW3 world, what does that mean? I need to make 1 sale per day. 1 sale per day. I've got to sell 1 TW3 package a day. Now, some of them make $750, some of them make $1,500, but in the aggregate, what we have found is most people average out their commission. 1 sale for you, whether it be an elite package, plus package, or rep package in the TW3 world, is going to be an average of $1,000. Now, your numbers are going to change here if you sell a product that the commission levels are different. But we're using our business as an illustration, but break it down into your own business. What do you make per sale on average? Because each sale has a value. In the TW3 world, the value is $1,000. Okay? So here's the activity I've got to do in a TW3 world to make $1,000. I've got to generate 100 leads a day because that's going to give me 25 leads. What we have found is 100 leads a day that come in. And what is a lead? That's someone that says, here's my name, number, and information. Give me more info. I'm giving you a little bit of information because what you have shown me, either through an ad, through a voicemail drop, through a bulk text, through a social media ad, through whatever means, I'm interested in enough to give my name, number, and email. I'd like to talk to someone. Doesn't mean they're going to buy. More than likely, 75% of them or more won't even go any further than this. But you need 100 leads to get 25 qualified leads. Now, what is a qualified lead? A qualified lead is, okay, I gave you my name, number, and information. You have shown me what it is that you do a little bit, talked to me a little bit, given me some illustrations and some information, and I've looked at some things. Now I'd like a serious conversation with you. This sounds intriguing. If it's doable, if it's affordable, if it's something that fits, I would like to do it. That's a qualified lead. I've seen what you've talked about. I've looked at it. I've investigated. Call me. I want to talk. This looks good. I'm ready to roll if this makes sense. Well, out of 25 leads, that means 5 of them are going to engage in some way in the TW3 world. Maybe they're going to engage as an affiliate. Maybe they're going to engage as a trainer. Who knows? But they've seen enough to say, hey, I want to do this. 5 out of those 25 qualified leads are going to pull the trigger. They're going to engage one way or the other. 1 of them are going to close immediately. So that one close means $1,000. That's the activity. That's how it's broken down. 100 leads. So what that means is if 100 leads is worth $1,000 to me, then what is 100 leads worth? Well, if I can generate 100 leads for $45, $65, $150, $200 in campaign monies, then would it be worth it? Would you spend $45 to $200 a day to generate $1,000 a day? See, if you know your numbers, you know how to plan your business. But if you don't know your numbers, you don't know how to plan your business. Business is all about numbers. If you know the numbers, you'll know your business.